Growing up, I wasn't ever like small. Like I was always in sports and I was strong. And when I was younger, like and going through puberty, I didn't really recognize that. I thought I was just fat. When I was younger, I like attributed to like my issues with friends with like my weight, and I always thought like, oh, if I lose weight, then maybe I'll like have friends. And that's definitely the opposite. When you are overcome by your eating disorder, that's all you can think about. It just kind of just takes over your entire life, and everything else is just secondary. Really started freshman year. I like started to have like stomach issues, and then like I stopped eating because my stomach would hurt a lot, and I like always attributed my stomach pain. But in high school I was like under an extreme amount of stress that I mainly like put myself under academically, and at the same time like my depression was getting worse and my anxiety was also getting worse. And like my brother, he like was the one who really talked to me and was like, hey, I think you have an eating disorder. And at first I was like, no, it's just like my stomach just hurts. Like I literally cannot eat. I was just in such denial about it. Eating disorders are kind of like addictions. It's not really about the food, it's kind of more about numbers than it is about anything else. Some people count calories, some people like weigh themselves a lot, but it's really all about seeing that like number go down. But yeah, like I didn't realize that I had a problem until I was hospitalized and put into like a program. And then I remember trying to eat applesauce. Like I started shaking and like crying just because like I could not. And that was kind of when I recognized that like this is something more than just like stomach pain.
When we first had Campbell hospitalized, I had a friend that called, and her son had gone through cancer treatment. She called me and just said, I'm so sorry. She said, well, our son had a plan. You have no plan. They are not going to tell you to do A, B, and C, and everything's going to be fine. Mm-hmm. And I just broke down. Like, it just struck me, like, mental health, you don't have an A. Make it to A, then you go to B, then you go to C, and then your outcome is perfect.
I think everybody has that feeling like I'm the only person that has an eating disorder, or I'm the only person that's depressed, or I'm the only person that's having anxiety, when it's easier for you to see, oh, my neighbor's got a flu and I've got the flu, and it's no fault of anybody else's that we have our flu. It's such an internalized thing that I think the individual that's suffering from behavioral health or mental health thinks that they're the only person on the planet that will ever or has ever dealt with this. And that stigma is absolutely another insidious aspect of mental health.
Campbell did have a lot of stomach issues, and it was really hard to separate what's truly medical and at what point something else more serious was going on. And it really was doctors at Children's that did a big time out, and this is more than what we think it is. That was just like a bolt of lightning, and you wonder, how did we get here? How did we get to this point?
When I was really sick, couldn't regulate body temperature. I was always cold all the time. My hair was really, really thin and starting to fall out. I remember I would stand up and I feel like I'd pass out because I couldn't, like, everything went black. Being in a community with people who were struggling with similar things that I was really helpful. And at times it was a lot of fun too. Like, we would all joke around, and I mean, it wasn't a very fun experience because there was a lot of tears and a lot of crying and a lot of pain involved with it too. But the staff at the Children's Eating Disorder Program are amazing. Like, some of my favorite humans I've ever met. I was in the program for about 12 weeks, and I would spend all day there. I would get there at like 7:30, and I wouldn't leave the program until like 6 or 7 p.m. Yeah, and that was 5 days a week. And then weekends were hard, but it was also time to, like, I don't know, relax and be at home. That also was kind of the part of transitioning into like real life more, because you were at the program all day long and you're eating all your meals there, but then on the weekends you would have to do it at home with your family.
Well, the eating disorder program is amazing. We could never have done this on our own. It is very much a family effort. I think all of us were involved. When she would come home from the eating disorder clinic, we always would have, a snack to do with her in the evening, and I think all of us took turns. She couldn't eat alone for many months, really. So it was just following their plan and supporting her in the best way we could.
I mean, the only way you can really understand it is to go through it. And even my parents have tried really hard to try to understand. But really the only way for them to be helpful for me is just to be supportive and understanding of the challenges that I go through. You can't just tell someone just to eat. That's like trying to tell someone who's never picked up a paintbrush to like paint the Mona Lisa, you know?
What gets us through the hard days is just seeing what a beautiful young woman Campbell has become, and to see her in the sunlight instead of the dark days, I mean, is everything.
The things that she's taken on at university, both academically and through her extracurricular activities, tells me and tells our family that she's on a really good road, a durable and a lasting road for recovery.
Well, I definitely struggle still. I think I'll struggle for the rest of my life. But I've been working really hard to stay in recovery. If I hadn't gotten help when I did, I wouldn't be here. And I wouldn't have finished up my first year of college. And I wouldn't be working a job this summer. I'm a guide for the outdoor program, which is so cool, so fun. I have my wilderness first responder, and I really owe it all to the people at Children's. They're truly amazing people who actually care. And that's such a good feeling to know you're being taken care of by people who genuinely know you and want to see your success.